Hey guys, Enel here. I wanted to do some commentary over this particular challenge speed kill video just because it includes the highest level super boss we have seen to this point, and the super boss with the second highest health with a value of about 37 million. And also because at the end of it I was being retarded and kind of did nothing for an entire minute, so I figured I can just talk over it to make it a little bit quicker to get to the point where I finally show my equipment. So in general, the strategy for the first 4 phases is pretty much the same as you've probably seen in a lot of my other challenge videos, and that's going to be AoE everyone with Cosmos with the level 2 special she has. I use Dagas to extend the AoE range and give myself a slight additive boost to this as well. I charge it up as fast as the enemies will let me. Sometimes the knockback makes it a little bit less consistent here than I would like it to be, but it's not too bad, and phase 1 goes down really quickly to just one special. Now between phases you probably see me pausing sometimes, and that's because you can actually save times for the enemies to spawn by pausing. And in this phase in particular, they'll actually fall so far to the ground that they'll take damage if you pause beforehand. It's really interesting. It does manage to save a little bit of time. So in this phase they won't instantly die to a level 2, so we need to use Tora's level 2 special as well in order to try to hit the others that don't die instantly. It's not too difficult here either. The knockback again can be really annoying in this phase, but it's not a huge issue. Phase 3 is pretty consistent because the Volfs don't have a lot of high HP, and most of the time they will die in one combo. I actually think one kind of trolled me here and didn't die. And the Roble Master usually goes down to Photon. Just make sure you target him first. So other characters with AoE can be pretty valuable too, but I think Cosmos is the best just because she has a multiplicative special damage effect on her skill tree, which is really powerful, and no one else really has something like that. So as you can see, this one hunting Wolf actually trolled me and lost me like 2 or 3 seconds, but it's not a huge deal. Everything else about the run was pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with it. Phase 5 could have gone a little bit better too, but Phase 1, 2, and 4 I think went really well. So here I'm pausing for the enemies to finally appear, and then I target the Roble Master. The Roble Master has a little bit more HP than the Roble Master. You're going to have to use 2 specials to kill him. But overall, he's not too tough either, and you just rush level 2 and then use a Tora level 2 instead from Volt. Make sure Tora is Lightning Element. Unfortunately, I didn't get quite enough damage for him to die before the lightning went off. You could save another like 2 seconds there if it went off in time, but I didn't get enough crits. So now I pause at wave 5 and wait for the dude to appear. Saves a little bit of time, like I already said. And now we do a typical orb stacking. I use 2 orbs here. You can do this with 1 orb, but I don't think you'd be able to use Cosmos for the other phases, so it's not something I was really interested in doing. So I might have lost a little bit of time on this actually, because it uses Feral Beat, and I don't get the full duration of the fusion combo on my chain attack, but I get just enough to end up killing him anyway, so it actually ended up working out just fine. But I definitely lose a little bit of time because of Feral Beat. He seems to use that like every time I attempted this, so I just eventually just gave up kind of like here. But I get enough damage from the first phase with the break still applied, the fusion combo, the single fusion combo I set up with Tora, Cosmos, and it ends up giving me just enough damage for everything to work out just fine. So from here on, I just finish off the chain attack and end up killing him. I use Patroka there to get a little bit of extra damage over Telos, and she hits like 3 times and has a pierce effect. You can actually use Patroka on the Ken strategy I did too, and it actually works out better because he's Ice and Sever is Wind, so you'll get an extra 100% damage with Sever. That doesn't happen here because Carlos doesn't have an element though. So just in general, the Orb Master strategy along with fusion combos is the great way to take and tackle all these super bosses really quickly before they can really put a damage to you with their effects like Doom and one-shot party kills. So as you can see, I already lost the fusion combos, so Cosmos is not hitting damage cap, but that's not really a huge issue. We get the perfect amount of damage we need. I use Dagas here on the last attack, so I can actually, the last hit is the overkill hit, allowing me to save a few extra seconds. And here, I just do nothing for like a minute, so I'm just going to add a little bit of extra things to say about it. Overall, I find these missions to be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to hard mode. When enemies get even more HP and chain attack damage is nerfed, it'll require some really interesting setups to get the same kind of results that I'm doing here. After this one, I probably plan to cover the mission, the Eric mission that has True Rosa at the end. And after that, I'm not sure if I want to, or if I'm going to post anymore. A lot of the other missions aren't super interesting, but if there's anything you would really like to see and want me to do, then feel free to tell me in the comments below. I don't mind making videos or anything like that, and these challenges are really fun to do and really refresh the game in my opinion. So on this mission, I ended up getting a time of 3:27. It can be a little bit faster with the same strategy, but I didn't really feel like doing it again because I was pretty satisfied with this time and how everything played out for the most part. A lot of the RNG went my way even though some of it didn't. Getting perfect RNG would be like if I wanted to really make an unbeatable record, and I'm not trying to do that for any mission right now. Just trying to show off some pretty optimal speed kill strategies if you're having trouble with these or want to test these yourselves to get better times. In general, I'd say Cosmos is very good for these because of her AoE for almost all the missions, so make sure you're taking advantage of her if you have her. So my accessories are pretty standard, burst symbols on everyone, special recharge on my allies since I don't trust them to spam arts, and the meats on Zeke because he gets bonus effects from meat. Level 2 plus Aux Core on Cosmos, really useful. Hunter's Chemistry, fast blade switch on my Orb Master Common Blade. Sever is probably not needed for this, but I like Sever, so I used him anyway. Fusion combo up on Patroka. Beast Hunter because he's a beast. And that should cover it for the most part. If you have any additional questions for me or want to know anything about the game or how to approach challenge mode, feel free to ask. Oh, and here's Poppy's skill ram. Sunlight Eye is important for getting the break. Make sure you use a Master Scope too. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and have an excellent day.